Hey guys, I'm Jessica75 here, and today I have the first of the organizing series videos. This one is episode 0, which is basically just an overview of the series and just why would you even bother to organize at all. But before I start with really anything in this video, I'm just going to preface this by saying that this video is not necessarily representative of all the other videos in this series. So yeah, especially in style, there's not really any footage that I need to show for this, so there's not really any footage, but for the pretty much all the future ones I will need some footage, so I'll be doing that, and it will be more of the kind of filmed sort of variant of my videos rather than the audio recordings. So without further ado, let's get in. I've got 3 things to cover in this video, which is why would you even bother to organize your collection, because I think that's a pretty important question if I'm going to be making an entire video series about organizing your collection. Why I decided to make a series about it as well, and then the series overview will be the last thing in this video. And yeah, there we go. Those are the topics, so let's dive right in. So first of all, why would you want to organize your collection? Why is this something you would want to do? What benefit is there in organizing your collection? And of course, there's a whole bunch of stuff that I could say, but I'll keep it simple. Mainly the reason you're going to want to organize your collection is so that when you're building something, or if you have a Bricklink store or whatever, you can find whatever you're looking for in a reasonable amount of time without having to dig through a bin. That's the main reason people tend to organize their collections. Whether or not you need to organize your collection is entirely dependent on the size of your collection. And if you have a really small collection that's pretty much just like a tiny bin, you probably don't really need to organize it that much. I mean, you could, but you don't really need to. If you have a larger collection like I do, I have like a medium-sized collection. I probably should organize that, which I have, which is one of the things we'll be taking a look at. So really, it's just to help you find your parts. It's not required. You don't have to organize if you don't want to, but the purpose of this series is to really showcase some of the options for doing this sort of thing. So main reasons to organize: help you find parts easier. Really, that's it. I'm sure there are more reasons out there, but that's the main reason that I think someone would organize and why I organized. So I guess that leads nicely into why I wanted to make this series. And the main reason for that is because when you go on the YouTube search, you'll find, say you're looking for instructions, you'll maybe find 1 or 2 videos, and I'm not saying this is true or not, but for example, you may find 1 or 2 videos, and if neither of them are helpful, then you're done. So I thought I might as well just go on ahead and make a bunch of videos all about all the different things you could need to organize in Lego, and some possible tips, tricks, or strategies for doing that to really help people out and just kind of put an end to the I'm looking for how to do this, but there's no content out there for it that's easy to find sort of thing. So that's the main purpose of this series, is to get most of the organizing information out there for Lego organization and put it into one easy to find, easy to digest location, so that if you are looking for how to organize something, or you want some tips or tricks or suggestions or whatnot, then you don't have to go scouting all over the internet to look for some good tips. So that is why I want to do this. And that leads, again, very nicely into the series overview. The episode you're watching right now, episode 0, is the why organize sort of video. That's what you're watching right now. Obviously, this is the first one. The series has 10 videos, so that's video 0. First video, we'll be taking a look at sorting, specifically by part versus by color, whether or not you sort into storage bins, or sort into bins you sort into storage bins, or whatever, and the whole concept of to be sorted bins. Second, we'll be looking at part storage, which is the different part storage methods and products, pros and cons of those, stuff like that. Third video will be minifigure storage, the concept of storing for display or use, display cases, parting out minifigures versus keeping them together, and keeping together minifigure storage for just figures you want to use constantly or whatnot. Fourth video will be set/mock storage for use versus display, hanging from ceiling, display cases, basically just storage methods. The idea of parting out sets, putting your sets on the floor, shelves, wall-mounted furniture, whatnot, tables, or bagging sets. Those are your storage options that I was able to come up with off the top of my head. Fifth video will be storing instructions, specifically starting out with sorting instructions and mostly tackling theme versus number versus size and how you choose to sort them like that. And then obviously getting into the storage. and some of the methods that you can do for that. Sixth video will be box storage, which is basically just boils down to either throwing away your boxes, displaying your boxes, collapsing your boxes, and then I'll talk briefly about Bionicle canisters at the end of that video. Seventh video will be keeping an inventory of your collection, which is not something that I've really seen a whole lot of videos on, which is why I thought it'd be good to add. First of all, covering why, because that's important, and then sort of getting into some of the inventory tools that I know of and the pros and cons for each of those. Eighth video will be a tour of my quote-unquote Lego room, which I think is pretty self-explanatory, just to show how I've sort of sorted all the pieces and what methods and stuff I've chosen from what I've presented. And then the ninth and final video will be any sort of big viewer-submitted questions that I think are important to cover in a specific video. I'll just talk about in that video, if there are any. If not, then this will only be 9 videos long. But if there are any super big or important questions, then we'll have video 10 or quote video 9 in the series. Episode 0 is fun to answer any of those big viewer submitted questions that a lot of people I think might have. But yeah, so that's pretty much it for the series overview. And kind of the last thing I'll say to preface the series is that last 2 things, a lot of the stuff that you're going to see is just going to be footage of my collection, because that's really one of the only things I have access to. And I think I've mentioned this already in this video, but I have kind of a medium-sized collection, around 750 sets, and of course there's bulk and pick-a-brick and stuff on top of that, so maybe inflate that number a little bit more as far as piece expectation goes. But that's kind of the standpoint that I'll be approaching this from, and of course I'll talk about people with larger and smaller collections than me, because those people are out there. I will just present based on what I have, so that's kind of all I can really do, is just give you guys information based on research and kind of my own thoughts and experiences. And if you're looking for when the videos that I've mentioned in the series overview will come out, I will put a card up on the screen and a link in the description to the update video for Q3 of 2019, which does have kind of a basic sort of layout for when a bunch of these videos are going to be coming out. Not all of them, but quite a few of them, and I believe most of them. So that's going to wrap up this video. Let me know what you think of this series down in the comment section below, and if you want to check out the episodes, then you can totally either subscribe or just check back when I said they would go up, and you can see those videos, and hopefully they are helpful, because that's the goal. So thanks everybody so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.